It may take a second to come
Yeah,
on. But just make sure you got your speakers turned down or we'll get an echo.
I'm gonna mute the. I'm gonna mute my laptop right now. Actually, that way I'm just looking at it.
Should be coming up in a second. Actually, if you can
Open
turn it up,
chat live.
yeah, if you can,
There it is.
if you can turn it up a little bit just to see if there's any echo.
On the laptop.
Yeah.
Let's see. I got it muted now. Let me turn it on. Let's see. I got it muted now. Let me turn it on. I heard myself good.
How about me?
I heard myself
good. Yeah, we're getting an echo. Go ahead and turn it back down.
I was gonna say I heard myself twice.
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, it's coming back through. That's the problem.
All right. So with it muted, I guess that fixes that problem.
Yeah. Hopefully, I didn't bring my YouTube up, so I'm just playing it by ear. If we got a little bit of echo, people just have to deal with it. Hey David, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it.
There we go. That's why it looks probably so bad. That's better. For some reason, my laptop had it on like 144p, and we looked terrible.
Gotcha.
All right.
We got 6 people already. We're gonna give it another 5 minutes before we actually get started, folks. Why did I lose my chat?
I'm sitting here.
This freaking... I can't log out because it'll stop the stream. Now I'm gonna have to look at my phone for the chat.
Yeah.
Dave.
Well, I might be able to see it.
No, I got
on
it
my
here.
end. Looks like I got it on the laptop.
Yeah, I got it here on my phone too, so we can both kind of tag team it a little bit.
Yeah.
But let's give folks a few more minutes, and then we'll actually get started. So David, first topic: Torque Storm versus Pro Charger. we should have saw that one coming.
I knew we were gonna get gang banged with that one.
So we can, David. We'll being that's the first question after we do a little introductions here right around 9 o'clock. We'll talk about that a little bit.
Hey, I got one laying on the floor right here. I might have to put it up here on the table.
APG, hey buddy, happy New Year to you and your family as well, buddy. 212 Madness. Let go all of it 4th year. Dealership for a new trans. Oh gosh. David said send him the Torque Storm you got laying around, man.
Right? Man, actually the one laying right here next to me is supposed to go on Zorro. I don't know if you've seen the black Challenger we picked up.
Yeah.
But I gave that car to my son. So we're been messing around with Frostbite too much to mess with that car, but eventually it's going to get put on that RT. So
gotcha.
Hopefully here soon.
Like I said, we'll give people 3 more minutes. We'll give it till 9 o'clock, and then the two of us will do some chit chatting back and forth, and we'll try and keep up with the chat. If it gets too much, we may not get to you if you come in late. But we'll try and get everything into the chat. But you guys know the deal. I like to cut this stuff off at right about an hour. Sometimes we go a little bit over, but I like to keep it right about an hour.
There you go. It goes by quicker than you think sometimes, don't it?
It does. And
the last time I went live, it was I thought it was like an hour, but I killed my phone and it just I went dead. So I was like, dang, it was an hour and 45 minutes almost.
It goes by quick, man. Especially if you're,
It does.
especially if the chat keeps you talking,
Yeah,
you can definitely easily go 2 hours.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm trying to read some of these guys here. Some of them I've seen some of these handles before.
Yeah, I'm sure we got a number of the same subscribers and followers.
Oh yeah. So I see you just got you a GoPro 360 or a 360 camera finally.
Yeah,
How you like it?
I got an Insta 360. Oh, I love
Gotcha.
it. I can't wait to get it to the track and get some track videos now. That I
That
don't
thing's
have to
wicked,
use.
isn't it?
Yeah, that I don't have to use freaking three GoPros to try and get. Oh, am I faster than this guy? Am I slower than this guy?
Yeah.
I don't have to guess. I can just
Yep.
throw it on top of the car and spin it around whichever way I need to go.
Yeah, I remember those days trying to decide if you're going to put the GoPro forward or backwards.
Yeah,
Let's see who's going to win this one. Should I go forwards or backwards?
exactly, exactly.
No, it definitely worth it. I will say, hopefully you have better luck with the sticks because I have broke 3 sticks now on about midway down the track, and I've done tumbled my GoPro 360 all 3 times a
Really?
stick broke, and it still survived. Yeah,
Wow.
snapped both. Yeah, snapped 3 sticks in half. Like I don't know. So I ended up making my own out of a metal rod, which I haven't broke that yet. The only downside is it's kind of a little more
Wavy.
flexible. So when you're pulling up to the lines and everything, it's kind of the camera's kind of bouncing. But once you take off, it pins itself back, so it works good. But yeah,
Gotcha.
just
I may have to think
just
about
hopefully your sticks work out.
that. I have to look into that probably.
The suction mounts and stuff like that, I didn't have any problem with that. It was
Yeah,
just the actual plastic.
those things are ridiculous.
They are.
I mean, mine's got
Yeah.
the three and then the two, down below. So
Yep.
it's got five suction cups holding that. If that pulls that thing off, we're in
Oh yeah.
trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. It
It,
was weird. All the sticks I broke, it was like it broke at the bottom where it screws on. It's
oh,
weird.
gotcha. Hey, all right, it's
So
9 o'clock, so let's do a little introduction real quick, and then we'll get into the first torque storm torque storm versus Pro Charger. We'll talk about that a little bit, and you and I will just play it by ear. We'll go back and forth, and try and keep up with the chat, and we'll see how it goes.
there you go.
All right, so I know a lot of you guys, a lot of you folks subscribe to both of us. So if you don't know who this guy is, this is Frostbite Ram Mopar Motorsports on YouTube and Instagram. He's on Instagram as well. He's part of the 5-7 clan. He's stretching his stock bottom end a tad bit more than I stretched mine, but we'll get into that here. I'll let him get into that. I don't want to steal any of his thunder, but we've been talking about doing this for a long time, and I finally got around to doing some research and figuring out the easiest way to have someone join the chat. And finally figured it out. We've had a couple people on already, and but I'm going to turn it over to you. Let you introduce yourself, the truck, go over the build, and then we'll look at getting into some of the chat stuff.
10-4. Well, like he said, my actual name is Dylan, um, aka Frostbite, which is behind me right here. This big brick. Um, like he said, we've kind of kind of been pushing the 345 to its limits. That's for sure. I would probably say I think Don's pushed his definitely faster so far. I don't know. I'm not sure if exactly what boost you ended up with before you ended up forging yours.
Yeah, I was
But yeah,
there
it's been a
19.
journey.
Yeah, I was like 19, 20, somewhere right in
So we're
around there.
so we're right. Yeah, we're basically right there, man. Because the last pass that I did, where I just ran a 10-11, um, Ryan came back and told me on the log we hit 21 pounds.
Good
Yeah, 21 pounds, and it was loving every bit of it. I don't know how,
golly.
but
I'm with you. I'm
yeah,
with you. I was surprised
I
mine
d-
went as far as it did. And when we tore mine
yeah,
apart, man, it was squeaky clean. The
really,
cam was fine. I still haven't tore apart the bottom end. I still got to tear apart the rods and the pistons and really get them right.
gotcha.
But the cam was fine. The lifters were fine. Just the block was fine. Just looking at the top of the pistons and kind of the oil pan and stuff, everything in there looked fine. Uh, it, I don't know, man. It just goes to show if you take care of
Yeah,
your engine will take care of you, right? So
that's
I
right.
religiously up until 100,000, I was doing every 5,000 miles, and I was using full synthetic. And I was taking it to the dealership because I had the the oil change. I paid for it in advance, right? But I had the oil changes at the dealership, and they were nice enough to go from a synthetic blend to full synthetic for me for free, so they never ever charged me. But yeah, it just goes to show you take care of your engine will take care of you.
No, that's pretty much with anything. That's for sure. That was one thing I wanted. I was kind of curious. What is the mileage on Shake and Bake? Is it
So
high?
so when we swapped out the engine, I was at like 123, 124, maybe 125, somewhere around. It was
So
somewhere around there.
you're well, yeah, you're well broke in too. Can and I don't know. You see all these LS guys pulling junkyard motors out and putting 20 pounds of boost on them out of the junkyard and somehow surviving. So I mean, that's kind of been one of the things I'm wondering. Maybe I got this truck, and that's the original motor. It's got 151,000 miles on it right now,
Ooh, you got a bit
and
more than I do.
it's it's still screaming and taking all the abuse, man. So I don't know if that has maybe something with our high mileage. Maybe we got a little extra ring gap in there. Who knows, man? But
Yeah, yeah.
um, I don't know if y'all followed like that Richard Holdner guy. He did a crazy turbo bit dyno shootout or something where he pushed a Hemi over 20 pounds of boost and it lived.
Yeah, he made
So
1100 on it on the engine back then,
yeah,
which you take the typical 15-ish percent train drivetrain loss, you're in the high nine, high 1000s
right.
or mid to low
Yeah.
1000s, somewhere around in there. So yeah,
Yeah,
man,
you gave
we're
me.
we're both right there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you watching Shake and Bake, you pushing that thing and switching pulleys and putting more boost down it and everything and I was like, "Man, this is crazy."
I know
So
it was.
it pushed it yours really pushed me into like what the screw it. Let's just send it,
Let's just send it.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Now, what I do wish is I have no dyno data. So I have, besides track times and weight calculations, I have no idea what I actually am making horsepower wise. I get,
and they're
I'm sure
actually
you
pretty
get,
close.
we all get asked that all the time,
Yeah,
what's your dyno numbers, which I could honestly care less, but
yeah.
um, I have no idea, I don't know. I'm assuming the numbers that you're putting down with similar boost and mods, I figure I got to be
Yeah,
close. That's
you're
kind
right
of,
in that area. I mean, the physics is physics, right? No,
right.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean. So you can't trick physics. Um,
exactly. And
so
and we're similar. We're close in weight too, aren't we?
yeah, I think you know what? Incredible Hemi and I were just talking about it. I think you're like maybe 200 pounds more than me. I'm at
I'm
43, 44. I'm at like 43,
okay.
44.
Okay, so you're a little bit, yeah. This with me in the truck, it's 46.20 when I weighed it 2 weeks ago when we just ran that last pass.
Yeah, I'm probably about 200 pounds lighter than you. Not
Not
significant,
a
but
big
not super
difference.
significant. Yeah,
Yeah, which I know those Challengers are heavy because Zorro. The black car we just picked up. It's an RT plus, so it's got leather and sunroof and power,
Oh,
heated seats, all that stuff, and that thing is really close to what this truck weighs.
adds up fast. Adds up
It
fast.
does.
Especially
It
leather.
does.
Man. Leather is heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's nice though, especially in the winter
yeah.
with them heated seats. But yeah, I hadn't even been looking at this chat. We've been blabbing
Yeah,
off,
no,
man.
no. Mike, I appreciate you becoming a member, buddy. I appreciate it. Hey, it's and like I said, if y'all seen it on the channel, I don't do anything special for members. It's just if you want to, chip in. I think I got it for $4.99 a month or whatever to help out with the build. You can do it. If you don't, you don't. Not a big deal. But I do appreciate those that do. I think I think I got like two or three people, something like that. But Mike, definitely appreciate it. Let me go back up in the chat and so let's go. Let's start with the one we knew we were going to get nailed with: Torque Storm versus Pro Charger. So
Oh God.
here's my 2 cents. Here's my 2 cents, and I'll probably get beat up by some of my buddies in the chat. In Don's simplistic view of the planet, boost is boost. Car doesn't care where it comes from. Doesn't care how it gets it. All it cares about is it's getting boost and it's getting the airflow. That's right. So it boils down to, and I don't know what the airflow numbers of the Pro Chargers are. I don't know if you know what the airflow numbers are on the Torque Stormers, but that's what it boils down to is, you know, which one is pushing more air because more air, more fuel, more power, right? More bang, more power.
Right. Yeah, I mean it basically comes down to, like you said, air, CFM flow. Like Pro Charger, Torque Storm, Whipple, Vortec, all of them out there. They got different superchargers, and each one moves a little more air, does a little bit more of this. And Torque Storm's not new, but they're new to a lot of people because a lot of people haven't heard of them.
Right.
They've been around a long time, and they started out with their original unit that was on my truck, which we ran a 1058. Basically, this time last year was my personal best record with their first smaller original blower, which they call a 76 millimeter.
Mm-hmm.
And they rate that one at about 800 horsepower capable. And I was able to squeeze about 12-ish pounds of boost and good air on their smallest pulley, which was like a 3.1 pulley. Um, and that's running an air to water intercooler. So I had less piping. I didn't have a front intercooler to fill. So I was really working that smaller original supercharger very hard. But it made good power, and I mean it put this thing, you know, into the tens, mid tens, and probably could have went a little further, But then they came out with this newer version.
Mm-hmm.
They call the TS84, and it fits in the original bracket, so you don't have to change brackets or anything like that.
Right.
And this blower is absolutely monstrous compared to the original one. It's almost twice the CFM, and I doubled the boost.
Right.
Um, Same pulley, just swapped out blowers. And this one, they're rating this one. I mean, it's so new they really haven't even put a lot of it on the websites yet. Like you have to call and actually order it. Still, it's not even on the site. But they're saying this one's capable of north of 1,000 wheel power. So I mean, it's a significant gain compared to a 1058. And we swapped out the head units and we ran 1011s on the first pass. So
That's awesome. I'm happy for you.
yeah, I don't know what that would compare to Pro Chargers. I know they got like uh, like like the P1s or
P1, yeah,
F1s,
they got
and
the P1 series, D1 series, and then the
yeah,
F1A 94 is the biggest you can
the
put
biggest one.
on the same
They
bracket like
got
you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah, they definitely got probably more choices. Because as of right now, Torchstorm, they have the original one, the 84 that I have now, and then they have what they call their R series, which is a 91 and a 94 that are that come 12 rib drives, and those numbers are, I mean, they're absolutely insane
Yeah.
what they can put out. But yeah, I mean, as far as one versus the other, I mean, it, like you said, it's a turbo pushes there, this pushes there, that pushes there. They're all
One's
pushing
just
there.
doozies, man.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it just comes down to which one you think you like, I guess. You know, the biggest reason I did it was I was, besides their own truck that they did the prototype on when they came out with the Torque Storm for the Rams. I was basically like the first truck with one on there actually racing, as far as I know, with some good data. So that was one reason I picked it. I wanted to be a little different. I didn't want to go buy a Whipple. There's hundreds of thousands of them out there, and
Yeah.
same thing with the Pro Chargers. I wanted to be a little different and try something different. So, and I'm happy. I can't complain at all, man. They're good people, and it's been a it's helped me and the channel and the truck tremendously. So I can't argue about it.
Gotcha. Awesome. All right, let's go down here. So hopefully that answers your question, David. Probably not the answer you were really looking for, but it's. I tell everybody the same thing over and over and over again. That and Dylan popped it out there a couple times. It doesn't matter where the boost come from, whether you're supercharger, pro charger. Well, they're all superchargers, but positive displacement, centrifugal, turbo, right? It's at the end of the day, if you're not trying to get every last ounce out of something, boost is
Right.
boost, and the car doesn't care where it comes from.
Yeah. My personal favorite, if I didn't pick a Torque Storm, I would always, just me, I would go a centrifugal supercharger or a turbo. That's
Yeah,
those are my two. Those are my two favorites. I've had an old SVT Lightning in the past where with a PD blower, and they're fun. And I've around here in Georgia, I got a lot of Mopar people that I've hanged out with, and there's a lot of Whipple cars. I've done a review on one actually on the channel. He had a Challenger Whipple build,
mm-hmm.
crazy money invested into it, and I don't want to badmouth anybody or anything, but not he broke, but just I don't know what it is. So far, he finally got it fixed, but the front of the snout or something on that Whipple broke 3 times off on him after he got out of the
A
shop.
lot of people are having that problem with the Whipples.
And he, after spending crazy amount of money on going to this Whipple build, he pulled it off and he went Pro Charger. Let's just say that.
All right. So 212 Madness, I talked to you a minute ago. David wants your Torque Storm. Eric, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. Bruce, happy New Year's to you too, buddy. D Max, that's right, buddy. Frostbite in the background up there. Three Pedal J, what's up, buddy? Happy New Year to you and the family too, bud. Eric, happy New Year, bud. Happy New Year. Let's get down. People Build Motors, not going as fast as Frostbite. Gotta love it. Yeah. So Eric's always in my chat. He's always in the chat. He's a definitely a go to, and he's got his own little build going. But yeah,
There's not trying to cut you off. There's a few people commenting saying they can't hear you. I guess they can hear me though, but they're saying they can barely hear you for some reason. Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
At least they're saying your name, not mine, so maybe they can hear me pretty good.
Hopefully they can hear me a little bit better now. We'll see.
And I'm just going to catch this. Coop Dog commented saying he visited the Torque Storm facility before he went Pro Charger, and his issue was not having a complete setup. And that is one of the downsides with the Torque Storm, and that's why they're cheaper by a lot, is you get everything to put the supercharger on the actual engine, but then you got to figure out your plumbing. Right. And that's where the cost difference comes up for sure right there.
Gotcha. Yep.
If you're a little handy, it's not, it's definitely worth it. You save a lot of money if you can do that plumbing and stuff yourself. But yeah, that is the one drawback, is they don't really offer a kit in a box and some bolts and say here.
Here, slap it on. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so like Dylan was saying, if you got the know how and the ability to do that stuff, like he did, you can definitely save yourself a lot of money. But if you got to have it done, really, it boils down. It's going to wind up being just as expensive, if possibly more, depending on who you go to for your fabrication, right? Because
yeah,
fabrication prices are outrageous.
Yep, that's for sure. Anytime you walk into the speed shop, it's
yeah,
bend over, right?
All right, let me go back up here. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. I know I'm turning my head away from the mic. That's probably why you can't hear me. I'm trying to read the chat and stay close to the mic. All right, everybody's saying Happy New Year's. I'm going to say Happy New Year to everybody, so I don't have to keep saying it over and over again. Bruce went with a wet shot. Nice, Bruce.
Nothing wrong with the old nitrous. Hey, that's how we started out on this truck with my channel. Was we were nitrous for a long time.
Yeah, three pedal J used to be a nitrous car too.
Fastest pass I went with the truck on nitrous was 100 shot, spraying it right out of the hole with really no, just spraying it right out of the hole. No computer fancy stuff. And we ran. That's when I first broke into 11s. We ran 1190 or 1180 or something like that.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
And man, that was the fastest I've ever been. I was stoked.
And that's always it. It always seems to be that 1 second is where you kind of put your goals at. Like, all right, I want in the 11s. All right.
The funny thing, when I bought this, yeah, exactly. When I bought this truck and started, messing around with it and taking it to the track, I told myself, I was like, okay, my goal is I just want to run 12s. I just want to get it to the 12s, and yeah, look where we're at now.
Yeah, exactly.
Still wasting money on this.
way down the rabbit hole. Down the rabbit hole. But Bruce, yeah, $9 a pound. It does get expensive. Especially if you're looking at those, 100, 150, 200 shot. $9 a pound gets expensive fast.
Yeah, and that's cheap. Around here lately, I actually still fill bottles at my shop.
Okay.
Because I used it so much, I finally bought my own mother bottle, and I just fill my own bottles. But there's speed shops down here. They're getting $12 a pound right now, roughly. It's insane.
Wow. Man, that's crazy.
Yeah. It's insane.
Right. Ant's picking on Jay. Let's see. Still holding 190 comp on pickle. All right, Dave. Not sure what you're trying to say there. Jay, Pro Charger all day. Torque Storm is too new to the game. Hey, I mean, with what you're doing with Torque Storm, I mean, you're obviously putting them on the map, man. People are starting to wake up and take notice to Torque Storm.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not the only one. They got drift cars out there that's running them now with like LS swaps, and they got 2 cars. The owners of Torque Storm, one has an old Cuddy, Oldsmobile. And then they have their 69 Camaro that they just put together about a year or 2 ago. A beautiful car. And the Oldsmobile has twin twin Torque Storms. They got 2 of the original smaller units on that car. Absolute monster. It runs mid to low 8s and wheel stands like crazy.
That's cooking.
And their 69 Camaro, they have one of the it's a single unit. One of the smaller, I think it's the 91, I believe, on that car. And it's a small stroker motor. It's like a 370 something stroker.
Mm-hmm.
And that car is running solid mid low 8s right now. It's pretty fast.
That's cooking, no doubt about it.
Yeah. Pretty quick.
Trailer mic louder than mine. All right, hopefully I fixed it. I turned up the volume a bit, so hopefully you guys can hear me now. David, the right tuning is key. 100%. We could spend hours talking about tuning, but that's the bottom
Yeah.
line. Is really tuning. Tuning is the key to keeping your engine straight, keeping you straight, keeping your transmission straight.
Yeah.
It's all in the tuning, and you got to have a tuner that knows what he's doing.
That's well, pretty much nailed that one. That's something I get asked all the time, like how was that work, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say now, which I'm sure you said it many times when you were still a stock block 5.7. I definitely don't recommend doing this for anybody.
Exactly.
At all. Like I'm not saying this will work for you, but I know it's not. It's a matter of time, but I've had we've had this engine forever. On nitrous boost, and now we're just boosting it stupid. And if it pops, it pops. I mean, I don't care. I'm not going to cry about it. It is what it is. And I'll figure out what I'll do with it after that if it pops. But like you said, the tuning is the biggest thing, and someone that knows what they're doing. Fuel, like that goes right there with it. You have to have the fuel system and the fuel for it to work. I can't stress that enough.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
one thing. That's one thing that a lot of people don't talk about is the fueling part too. You really don't.
The fuel. Yep, that's it. And then I don't know if you had it on shake and bake, but I run a meth injection kit also as a backup, just to give it a little bit more fattening and cooling effect, and just basically another blanket on let's see if we can make this work a little longer.
Right. Yeah, I never jumped on the meth bandwagon.
But yeah, I mean, if you do that, I know you put a lot of passes down yours and never blew it up, right? You never.
Thousands.
Yeah, and yours was alive until you upgraded it, right?
Yep. So you could be the one to take it till it pops, and you could say, "All right, this is the limit."
Yeah.
Here's the limit, guys. We found it.
Yeah.
Don didn't do it, but I found it.
Right. I don't necessarily want to be that guy, but I might be that guy. We'll find out.
For sure. Jay, I don't know. I don't know this guy, but I like him. Just send it 100%. Again, Mike, thanks for joining. I appreciate it. He's the man with the Rams. Absolutely. So 5.7 Ram. We got the guy on the channel 100%. So Southern Indiana is saying, wow, 4620, that's lighter than he thought it would be. Well, you got to remember now, it's, correct me if I'm wrong, 2-wheel drive, single cab. So it's not a 4-wheel drive, and it's not a what do they call them, king cabs or whatever, dolly cabs.
Right. Correct. It's just a
single cab truck. So keep that.
Yeah. Yeah, just a regular cab. RT is what they call it. Regular standard bed, 2-door, and the only thing weight-wise that's really changed, obviously drag pack, lightened it up, no tailgate. I don't have the factory fuel tank or fuel system. I run a fuel cell in the bed, a 15-gallon cell. The interior, all the interior is in the truck. The only thing that's changed there is we have Kirky racing seats, but I do have 2 seats. No fiberglass parts, real doors, windows, trims, all that stuff still in the truck. So it's a little, honestly, I don't know what it weighed completely bone stock. I never weighed it. But I would assume we've probably dropped, I don't know, 500 or 800 pounds with mods here and there, probably.
Right. Yeah. All right, Brandon, what's up, guy? What's up, Brandon? Thanks for tuning in. Bruce, ask him how he's not spinning on the first 2 gears.
So, well, I'm sure you've, figured this out with your cards. It's about just setting it up, and a lot of it's just if the track's any good that day, right?
Right.
But
you got you got the other transmission. I forget what transmission you got though.
Yeah. So like my suspension stuff, I run the Sticky Mickeys. the ET Street R's on a radial, 17s. I don't have a 15-inch conversion. And my best 60 foot, which was a pass the other day, was almost a 1.4 flat. It was like 1.4, like 03 or something like that, I think. I'd have to look at the ticket again.
Right.
But completely wheel stands pretty good. And if the track's good, I don't have any problem with traction at all. Like it hooks and books is what I call it. I got double adjustable shocks in the back, the QA ones, the same up front. Now, the rear, I do have from Core 4x4, they make aluminum adjustable bars, upper and lower bars. So I do have their lightweight aluminum adjustable bars to adjust, pinion angle. And I came up with my own, I call them hook and book brackets,
Right.
to where the lower control arm, because my truck's lowered like 5 inches in the back, so when you do that, your angles go all to crap. So I came out with some brackets that I welded on my rear end to lower my rear bar down, so I get more of a straight suspension setup there.
Mm-hmm.
So when I actually launch it, it pushes my tire into the track and does what it's supposed to do instead of wheel hopping and everything. But that was stuff I did really early on, because running nitrous out of the hole, that was the first thing I was having problems with, was trying to get it to actually go.
Yeah. Yep.
So, but yeah, other than that, a lot of people are like, man, that thing, is that 4-wheel drive? Because it takes off just crazy. But no, it's 2-wheel drive, and it hooks and books if the track's there. Let's just say that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And a CUDA. So hopefully I fixed it. Hopefully you can hear me now. 3-pedal J. His car's he's got a stick car and weighs 4,300 with him in it. Like I said, mine's I'm like 4340, 4360, something like that with me in it. Mopar,
Yeah.
What's going on, buddy? I haven't seen you in a long time. Coop Dog. He's got a RT Plus 4360. Yeah, that's about the going weight nowadays. Bruce is talking to Jay how much he weighs. Brandon, I like ProCharger, but TorqueStorm does have those twin centrifugal blowers. I wish ProCharger jumped on that tech. They may sometime. I don't maybe not, but ProCharger's proven time and time again. Look at all the no prep guys. A lot of them are either turbo or ProCharger.
Yeah, most of all of them, they were when that Street Outlaws show came out.
Yeah,
everybody was like nitrous on there, and then they all went turbos, crazy turbos, and then now they're all those monstrous ProChargers.
Yeah, there's only like one. What's his name? Kyle. I think he's the only one that's still nitrous. All the rest of them are either.
Oh yeah.
Either turbo.
Dang, I can't remember. Yeah, Kai Kelly.
Kai Kelly. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if Kai could ever go to the boost world, because he's just definitely that nitrous man.
He's
that's
a
for
nitrous
sure.
guy for sure. Yeah.
He is.
All right, we got some more weights of cars: 4140 and a 1320. Jay's 4350. Mike Hauser's going back to Southern Indiana. Bruce is 165. Yeah, I'm 200 myself. I'm like 200, 205, depending on how much I eat for supper. Mike, again, appreciate you, buddy, 100%. Strace car and Strace truck. Now we got 2 new words. I call mine the Strace car because I still street drive it. Not every day, not as much as I used to, but I still drive it on the street. I still go get groceries at the commissary.
There you go. Yeah, I don't drive mine as much as I used to, but it's still got insurance and tag, and
yep.
I drive it to my shop I'd say at least once a week, just to keep the E85 moving in the fuel system there. But I don't drive it a whole lot like I used to. That's for sure. It's turned into more of a toy than anything.
Yeah. Mine's
that's one thing I like watching. Like you were driving yours like mileage with just loaded down.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And running those, running that when you were still running the stock block motor, I'm like, God, I hope he don't have to like push this thing home.
I know, right? I was living on the edge, that's for sure.
You were, man, you were.
Florida, Michigan.
Yeah.
I was driving.
But that's half the battle, man. That's cool stuff, though. It really is.
All right, N.A. Cuda, hopefully you can hear me now. I'm trying my best. Let me go back up here. Bruce, back to reverb. Man, I guys, I don't know what's happening. If it's reverbing on you, I apologize. I don't know what's going on. Let me see. Let me try one of these filters real quick. Bring this down a little.
I can't tell anything. The screen on mine looks good, and you sound good still.
Yeah, I mean, and this happened to me last time too. It's like we sound good with each other. It's just when it comes through YouTube, it's reverbing and gets an echo. I'm not sure.
Gotcha.
Jay's saying plumbing isn't terrible. What about pulley changes and the like? And does it come with a intercooler?
Oh God, I like that comment. Three Pedal Jay said, Dylan, we told him all the same thing. He has King Kong nuts for driving that car the way he did. I definitely have to agree. I gotta agree, man. You definitely got him, man. I will say there was many times where, luckily, I've always had a trailer, but as you can see, I upgraded to an enclosed trailer. So now I've got that mentality where, if we pop it out, I don't really care. So yeah, it is what it is.
So Jay's asking
you were.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say you were definitely carrying it on the shoulder for sure.
So Jay's up here. He's asking about how are the pulley changes, and does it come with an intercooler, or did you had to get your own intercooler, right?
Yeah. So the Torque Storm kits, you get the blower, the pulleys, or whatever pulleys you want to request, the brackets, the belt. It comes with an ATI dampener because how their system works, it runs its own belt. And that's something I forgot to mention. That's one thing with the Rams, with the Pro Chargers. It's a massive belt. It runs everything. So when that belt goes, you're done. The Torque Storm has its own dedicated belt that runs just a blower. So I've never had a problem with belts, but if you lost one, you can still drive home because your factory serpentine belt still stays in place, and that's with all their kits. But yeah, so you get the pulleys, the brackets, the blower, the belt, the ATI dampener, the blow-off valve, and your intercooler, your plumbing. That's all up to you. That's up to you how you want to build it, make it work. A lot of people just get like the Pro Charger accessories, like the intercooler kit, and then just use the Torque Storm head unit and all the brackets and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that's done that, or if you don't mind clamping pipes together. When I built mine, I just simply bought it was $100 universal like CX Racing intercooler kit,
right.
And it just came with a bunch of funky bends, a bunch of straight pipes, a bunch of clamps, and I just clamped everything together and I raced it like that for a year. And then finally upgraded and went to aluminum tubing and welded it and did a lot of it myself. But so now it's actually looking pretty good. There's not so many clamps and everything in it anymore. But
yeah, that's why I like my setup now. I got one tube that goes from the Pro Charger right into the high ram, and there's two clamps, one on the Pro Charger, one on the throttle body.
Oh yeah, I love it, man. Since I went to the air to water intercooler from 417, I got just that one little short charge pipe coming off, going right to the manifold, and it's just so much easier now. But yeah, I mean that was one thing I did leave out was that helped me make up my decision with the Torque Storm versus the Pro Charger. Is it does have its own dedicated belt. And a lot of people don't know they all, even the small units, they all come standard with 8 rib drive. And I know the Pro Charger kit for the Rams don't. I don't know about the cars, but I think most of all of those are 6 ribs. And I've seen, a lot of people complain about the belt slip, and then if you want to upgrade to an 8 rib drive from Pro Charger, I think it's pretty expensive.
Yeah, it's hefty because you got to upgrade. You got to upgrade everything.
Right.
Not just the Pro Charger pulley, but you got to upgrade all of the other pulleys.
Everything.
Because they're all 6. They're all 6 rib. Yeah.
Yeah. So all their blowers are 8 rib.
$2,000 to go to 8 rib.
Yeah. That's what I thought. So that's one thing with the Torch Storm is they all come standard 8 rib, and then their 2 huge blowers are 12 rib is how they come.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, it's just, and they build everything right here in their own. They're in Michigan. They make everything. They mill. I've been up there and toured it, and they're actually like a parts maker. They fabricate parts for people all over the world. So they got all kinds of machines, and they just started making superchargers, more or less. And they make all their own parts: the blower housing, the pulleys, the wheels, the brackets. I mean, the blow off valve. They make everything themselves in house. So it's pretty neat. Pretty neat.
That's pretty nifty.
Yeah, if they came out with a full-on bolt-on kit, it would definitely change a lot of people's minds for sure.
Yeah. Because everybody wants that easy bolt-on stuff, even though the Pro Charger is not. You can bolt it on, but it's not easy.
I'm sure.
But you can do it if you follow the instructions. It's just not easy. So, all right. NA CUDA 19 Challenger Scat. 7,500 miles for $38,500. Good price. I haven't really been keeping track of prices of cars, but I mean for a 19 with only 7,500 miles for a Scat, 38 and a half sounds good to me. I mean, if it's only got 7,500, if it really is only 7,500 miles, I don't think that's a bad deal. You try and get a new Scat today, you're talking 60s, high 50s, Let's see, Bruce. Mids and bass too high. All right, I'll have to fiddle with it later. I can't fiddle with it now.
You got some bump in the trunk over there, Don.
I guess so. Let's see, Jay, 100 out of the hole. Like I said, Jay's a nitrous guy.
Hey, I love nitrous, and I still have a nitrous kit on the truck. It's a kind of similar to what you did. I got a dry shot on there.
Yep.
And I haven't used it yet. Before we put the bigger supercharger on, that was what my goal was going to be this past year, was break my old record running the nitrous. And then I got a phone call and say, hey, we got a bigger blower we just came out with. And I'm like, okay, well, let's just try that. So
yeah, right.
But it's still on the truck. But yeah, I mean, I love nitrous.
Yeah, mine's still there too. It's just not plumbed into the new pipe yet. Notice I said yet.
Just hanging out.
Just hanging out, waiting. Jay said he went 1179 doing that. Woo Mopar nitrous is still his favorite too. I'm trying to get through the comments and make sure we get through them all. It's cool if you don't race every weekend. Yeah, not everybody can afford to race every weekend. Racing is expensive. 50, 60 bucks to get in, and if you want to be competitive, then you got to go down the performance route, right? So
yeah,
I get it.
And then debating on what kind of fuel you run, that's a whole nother ballgame.
Oh gosh, yeah.
That was one reason I switched to E85, because I was like, man, I can't spend $100 for a pail of fuel anymore. That's just crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Though you can spend $100 for a pail of like C85 or something like that. If you want to go race C85, you can go back to paying those prices if you want to. Yeah, I'll just stick with pump right now.
That's all I run. Good old Speedway. Straight out of the pump. I've had great luck with that stuff.
Woo Mopar, any chance on Frostbite racing any modern street Hemi shootouts? So I know they don't get quite far south as you on the at least on the East Coast.
I have been
furthest south they go. I think it's like Virginia or North Carolina. So that may not be too far for you.
So they do. Well, I don't know about the modern. It's just a Hemi shootout, right? That's what we're talking about.
So the modern street Hemi shootout.
Okay.
So it's all the ones that I usually run.
Okay. Yeah, because the NMCA, they usually always have a Hemi shootout that's kind of all over every other track they go to.
Right.
And I didn't know if that was the same thing.
No, it's a separate
thing.
So if you go online and Google modern street Hemi shootout, it gives you a list of where they're going next year.
Okay.
Well, this year. We're in 2024.
Right.
We're in 24 now. So take a look at it, see what you think. Maybe we can meet up in North Carolina.
I know we've missed. I think we missed each other one time pretty close because you've been to the Rock, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we went to the Rock last year and ran. And normally, most of the events that I do, like I'll go to Mopar every year,
right?
And then I'll hit a few tracks. And Torque Storm, they're usually the main sponsor in what they call the True Street class.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to run those most of the time when I go, if those guys are there. Just because, it's kind of like, why not?
Right.
But yeah, but they usually always have some kind of
meeting. We're gonna have to talk about meeting up somewhere, or maybe coming down there to you're at Atlanta, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm close to Athens, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I may have to come down there, and we'll have to hook up and go to the track together.
Yeah, we're running out of tracks down here. That's the only bad thing.
Yeah. So one good thing is I got a number of them where I got 4 tracks to choose from where I'm at.
Nice. Yeah, I had one 40 minutes away, which was Atlanta Dragway, which was awesome because I could go race every Friday and put up content like easy. They closed it a couple years ago, so now I got to drive 2.5 hours just to get to a track, and it sucks.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we plan on going to the Rock this year, and then we'll be at Bowling Green for Mo Party again. Last year I went all the way to
a Mo Party, man. I got to get to one of those.
If you haven't been, you gotta go. It's just, I mean, there's so much to see. You can't even really see it all.
Right.
You can't. Yeah. I mean, I definitely give it a shot. I've went since they started it, and every year it's just gotten bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And Demonology, he was there this past Mo Party. I got to meet him. That was cool. But yeah.
All right, so let's see. 3-Pedal J, he said it'd be cool to see your truck in the series, right? So I've been running it a few years. Jay's been running it a few years longer than me. A couple other guys in my IG chat, they were running it there for a while. It's all Mopar. It's all Mopar 3rd gen Hemis. There's
right.
They just recently have a Ram class now that you can run in. So. Just do a Google search, check them out, see what you think, and if you think you can hit maybe the Rock, we can possibly meet up there.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out for sure.
All right, Bruce, hoping with throttle advantage and killing 1 and 2, no watt shot, doing pretty good. All right, on a money mission. So, is it possible to take a 5.7 block, bore it to a 392 displacement, keep the same stroke, put all the same forged internals from a Hellcat 6.2 at a Hellcat blower? Well, I technically have a Hellcat. That's a lot. That's a lot to take in. and
yeah.
So I don't think you can bore it out to a 392. I think you're gonna have to stroke it out to get the 392. I think you're going to have to change the crank to get the 392 displacement. So I don't think Hellcat pistons are going to fit in a 5.7. I know the crank is the stroke is the same in the Hellcat as the 5.7, but I don't know if you can put 6.2 pistons in a 5. I don't.
Yeah, that I'm not sure. I know the cranks are pretty much identical, I believe.
Right.
But I'm sure the bores are definitely different. So I don't think that would work without some machining.
I don't. On a money mission, I don't think that's going to work. But you can put a Hellcat blower on your 5.7. You just got to buy the adapter.
Oh yeah.
There's
plenty of them out there.
Yeah, there's a number of people out there that's done it. Bruce, definitely getting a blanket, not spending pay on nitrous. I got you. Jay, how does tune? Come on, Jay, don't ask crazy. Now they say there's no such thing as a stupid question. Now that's a stupid question. If you got a stick car, tuning is not going to help your transmission.
Plug the laptop into your ear.
Yeah. So, all right, Jay's answering that same question, kind of pretty much what we said. He just got a little more specific.
Yeah.
So Jay's going back to Bruce. Jay's going to turn his 3.7 up until it blows up, or his 5.7 up until it blows up. He's got so many blocks in his garage, he can build another engine in no time.
There you go.
I
got one sitting around, but I haven't made my mind up what I want to do yet. I don't know if I still want to stay with a 345 or go bigger. To be honest, I've just thought about getting just a regular Hellcat short block and putting my heads on it and call it a day.
Yeah, you could do that too, for sure.
I have no idea.
Let's see, Brandon, water meth for the win. He has a snow stage 4. Yeah, I just haven't jumped on that bandwagon yet. Jay's talking to Brandon. Brandon saying 50-50 or 80-20. I don't know. I'm not a meth guy, but I know most people run.
Here, let me grab something. This is what I highly recommend now because I just switched to it. I got a bottle right here in front of me. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this is called VP Speed Sauce. And it is a 80-20 mix. It's 80% ethanol instead of meth and 20% water. And it's awesome. Let's just say that.
All right. Let's see if we can keep moving through. I know I'm trying to move through these comments pretty quick so we can get to the end here. So Bruce is talking to Jay. Jay's talking about water meth. He doesn't have his hooked up yet. Octane Jimmy, full interior club. You know, I'm not quite full interior, but I know Jimmy runs his car and he's run 9s full weight, full interior in his Charger.
Wow.
Jay's going back to Bruce. Eric, what's the goal for the Ram? Are you going to do twin Chargers? So there you go. Are you going the twin Torque Storms, or are you going to go stick with the big one for now?
Man, when they came out with the original, that was my goal. I wanted it to be the first Ram truck with twin superchargers because that would just be sick.
Right.
And now they're coming out with these bigger singles, and we all just seen what this bigger single did. I don't know if it's worth it. Besides the fact if you're looking at 2 awesome superchargers, but you're also adding a little more weight. I definitely don't think it's probably necessary to have twins, but it would be awesome. We'll leave it there.
So probably not, Eric. Probably not.
Probably not.
Bruce is tuned for 93. Last 3 years, you're broke. I got you, Bruce. Coop Dog. Speaking of drag pack, what's the smallest wheel you can run on an RT before the brakes don't fit? So I run 17s on mine, and I think that's the small. I don't think even on an RT you can go 15s because I think the brakes may still be too big to do a 15-inch. But I know 17s work because I run 17s on my car. All right, Brandon's going back to J 80-20 mix, 50-50 safer. J, same thing, 17s. Octane Jimmy saying you got to cut the end links and relocate to get the 15s on. So there you go. So 17s it is. Jay's going back to Brandon. Woo Mopar. Any chance of Frostbite Racing? All right, we had that. We already discussed that. Yep. I'm gonna try and get them to at least the one in North Carolina. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to try to race each other one day, but I'm gonna need about a car. I need the car and a hit.
Yeah, right. All right. Jay and Brandon are going back and forth. Brandon's going back and forth. Oh God, it just jumped on all the way to the bottom on me. Go back up here a little bit. Oh God, where am I at?
Yeah, I was trying to find out where you're at too.
All right. Bruce, thanks, Don. You're welcome, buddy. You know the deal. All right. Jay's talking to Woo. Uriel, is it possible to make 500 horsepower on a 5.7 NA?
Oof.
I don't.
That'd be
tough.
It'd be tough, man. Because I think the highest I've really seen.
That'd be
400 is kind of hard to get, isn't it?
It is.
A little over 400 is hard to get. I mean, you'd have to have some serious heads.
So I had
and probably change compression ratio to even get close, I would think.
Yeah. So I had heads, cam, long tubes, all the bolt-ons, catback exhaust, pretty much everything you can do NA, and I was right at scat pack power, 430,
yeah,
430, somewhere right around there, 420, 430. NA wise, unless you do some serious, like Dylan was saying, some serious engine work and up the compression and all of that, I think 500 is kind of almost out of the question.
Yeah. It'd be tough. It'd be tough to get there.
Yeah. 300 to life. When are you guys ready for demonology? I don't have that guy's bank account. Sorry, folks. I don't have that guy's bank account. Because now, so if you're 2014 or newer, once you hit the 8s, then it's cage, shoot, Hans device, the whole 9 yards. So once you hit 8s, then you're talking another $3, $4, $5,000 just in the required equipment to be able to run those numbers. So if I get into the 8s, if I go twins, I said that a number of times. If I go twins, 8s are probably possible, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to go 8s because everything else that goes along with it.
Yeah, that's something I've kind of contemplated is how fast do you want to go, because you start getting stupid with all these other upgrades you got to do, and then the rate, the brackets or the actual race events you run changes a whole lot. Where
right,
it may not be too fun because you're either breaking stuff or you can't be competitive,
Right.
So that's something to definitely think about. It's I've been thinking about it a lot.
Yeah. So Jay's saying Uriel, it is, but you have to stroke it out. Arguably, if you stroke it out, you're no longer a 5.7, right? So if you stroke it out to a 392, you're now at 392. You're not a 345 5.7. If you stroke it to a 6.4, that's just my opinion. We can argue that fact later, but if you stroke it out, you're whatever you stroke it out to.
You got more displacement, so
yeah,
definitely can't be a 345 anymore.
Yeah. So all right, Jay's saying Kai's got a blown Hemi now. Okay, I didn't realize that. APG saying he's running a screw blower. Okay, I didn't realize that. So maybe he got away from nitrous. Jay, you got it, man. Demonology's got that sponsorship money, man. I don't have that kind of bank account to be able to run those numbers. Then I'd have to, obviously, at that point, the car will probably no longer be 100% street legal anymore. I'd have to put it on a trailer and tow it around. So then I need a truck and a trailer like you're doing now. And I just don't have that bank account to make that happen.
I've seen, he's got the Soul Snatcher, and then he's got this other car he calls a Ghost or something.
Yeah.
That's the Ghost is what he brought to Mo Party. He didn't have the Soul Snatcher there.
Gotcha.
And that car was ridiculous. I mean, it's a race car. It is sheet metal and motor.
Let's see. I'm gonna skip a few things because we keep asking some of the same questions. Yes, he's in Georgia. That is correct. Belt slip, get a heavier tensioner. Yep, you can do that. Jimmy, I'm still running 6 ribs as well. Mopar wants to go to a boat party. Yeah, definitely a bucket list for me. I definitely want to go to Junior Couch. Hey, buddy, what's going on? Coop Dog, they're 45 minutes away from me. Really looking at them. Couple people going back and forth here. Oh yeah, you're right. They do go to Florida in March, so they're in. They also do a one in Orlando, Florida. Dylan, the Modern Street Hemi Shootout.
Okay.
I don't know how.
That's probably the first one, isn't it?
It is. It's the first one of the season.
Yeah.
It's mid to the end of March, I believe.
Yeah, it seems like all the race events start in Florida for some reason.
Yeah, because it's warm enough to do it down there.
Yeah, exactly.
So March 9th, he says, in Florida. Now we're talking about flex fuel. Yeah, flex fuel would be great, but there's a lot of tuning. For us, there's a lot of tuning that goes into those flex fuel systems. So ethanol in PA sucks. I agree with you, Mike. Well, my parents live in Pennsylvania, and every time I go to the Sheets, it's terrible. Bowling Green Beach Bend, still the best track. Got you, David. I'm gonna get there one day.
Beach Bend is probably the most beautiful track I've raced on. Honestly,
Yeah,
I have to say it's beautiful. The rolling hills they got an amusement park right next to the track. It's cool.
Jay, we got 7 tracks. Hey, I'm not the only one that doesn't like 8th mile racing, so don't call me out, Jay. I'm not the only one that doesn't like 8th mile. So all right, so we got a few.
I don't like it either.
We got a few 8th mile tracks that we can go to too.
The 8th mile, man, it right when you feel like you're starting to go, it's already over.
Yeah. I'm sold on MIR. MIR Maryland International would be my number 1. Cecil would be Cecil, Mason Dixon. You could flip flop those for number 2 and 3, and then Capital would be my fourth choice. Until Capital gets better with their prep, they're bottom of the list.
Yeah.
Jay wants to do Challenger Fest in Bowling Green, so Challenger Fest, Mo Party. they're roughly about the same time, aren't they? Doesn't Speedy Garage do his about the same time?
Not sure on that one.
Well, while you look that up, Octane Jimmy, absolutely, we got to do a drag and drive. I'm gonna try and get to a drag and drive event. I'm gonna have to put the what am I thinking? The trailer hitch on the back of the Challenger and get me a small trailer and do some drag and drives.
They look like a lot of fun. Be the cleater.
Yeah, they look like a lot of fun. Bruce trying to do the math. Too many beers. I got you, brother. Mopar MIR is the best. Yeah, MIR is top notch. David went to Challenger Fest a couple years ago. I just jumped to the bottom on me again. All right, we're way past 10 o'clock, so we're past my hour. So I'm gonna do these bottom. I'm gonna do these bottom ones.
Yeah, it already flew by quick, didn't it?
I know. Coop Dog, what's the feeling on badging? I leave Hemi on the side. You know what? Do what you want. So I still have 345 on the side of my car, though it's technically a 348 now, but it's still a 5.7. But I've been pro charged. I've had 345 on the side of my car forever. Because it technically it's still a 345, whether you throw a pro charger or a Whipple or whatever boost you throw on there. The CCs haven't changed. You just pushing more air. All right, Dylan.
And plus when you beat that Hellcat and they look over and see that 345, it's got to hurt more, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, buddy. Hey, I'm going to turn it over to you, let you have a few parting comments, and then we're going to call it a night.
Okay. All right, guys. If you got anything, ask away. I'm going to try to read here. But yeah, I mean, definitely want to thank Don for letting me hang out on the channel. I've been watching him for a long time. Been subscribed to his channel for a long time, and what he's done to that car is absolutely crazy. And another reason why we've been pushing this thing even harder. So definitely a cool guy, and hopefully we can meet up one day and get a track pass side by side. That would be pretty cool.
That would definitely be awesome, man. It'd be fun.
Even though I'm sure I'm gonna get my hiney whooped, but it'll still look good.
I don't know. You're catching up, man. You're catching up.
I'm catching up. But I tell you, I got that thing right there on the shoulder. Like, how many passes is left in it? So it's kind of scary.
Right on.
But we'll see.
So I'm gonna do my plug for Mopar Motorsports here on YouTube. I think is your IG the same too? Did you change your IG or is it Frostbite Ram?
Yeah. So pretty much everything: the Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. It's all Mopar Motorsports now's the name. Got too many cars on the channel. We keep building and messing with to keep it just Frostbite. So I figured that's why I changed it. But yeah, you guys can hit me up on all of those. I try to post weekly if I can. But like I said, majority of the content is about Frostbite. We have a Challenger RT Zorro car that we're working on. We got another Ram truck. It's a 4-door 4x4 that we call Project Storm, that we just put a Torque Storm supercharger on it, and it's a legit daily driver. And we've been doing some racing with that truck, so we got that content as well. And I do some installs every now and then. I got a guy that shipped me his truck from Florida. He's got a Ram 2500 with 6.4. He had a cam failure. We're putting in a Hellfire cam kit. And that truck, as we speak, it's tore apart and waiting on parts for it right now. But we kind of do a little bit of everything with, Mopar stuff and car shows and racing and just whatever. So
yeah, and you got a lot of 5.7 content on your channel as well. So if you're not subscribed to Mopar Motorsports, go check him out. He's got, like he said, he's got all kinds of content on his channel as well. But folks, hey, I appreciate y'all chiming in, coming in, listening to us rap back and forth. I know I missed a lot of comments, but I tried to keep up with with them all. But you know how it is. We get chatting, and time flies. Time flies when you're having fun. And
that's for sure.
We always have fun. You can talk to the guys in here. We always have fun Wednesday night in the chat. But Coop Dog, that's what it's all about, man. That's why I do these chats, and that's why we do it. Is I don't want people making my mistakes and wasting money. So let me waste my money, make the mistakes. You just don't make the same ones.
But, right, that's it.
But that's gonna do it for this one, folks. I appreciate y'all chiming in. Dylan, I appreciate you accepting the invite and chatting it up with us, chatting us up tonight. And maybe we'll have you on again later on down the road. We'll re-engage in some other topics.
For sure, man. Yeah, we'll have to reverse it one day and get you on mine.
There you go. There you go. But that's it for this one, folks. Until the next one, adios.
See you guys. Take care.